Well, let's get it underway. So what could potentially be our last map of the night, if NiP can come out on top, we will go to cash, and that will wrap up our full series. It is the lower bracket final. Who battles up against TSM in the grand final tomorrow afternoon? Well, we're going to decide that tonight. We will stay until the end. And it's up to NiP. They're the ones that want their fate in their own hands, and they're going to run themselves out already. So it is pistol round. And Ninjas in Pajamas. They're up against Fnatic on this defense. Watch Olaf closely. And NiP, these smokes. This is that front position you were talking about for him. And Olaf, point blank, is actually Crim's going to work. And actually he comes in, he gets a knife kill. Olaf's going to get even more here. NiP do at least still secure the catwalk. But Olaf is behind him, so they're trapped. They have to come out to the B side. They've still got the extra player as Freiburg who managed to get down into drop. And he's managed to get the kill over on Flush, but now shut down to the plant. Alu gets it down, so it's really a good money round for NiP so far. They may not be able to hold it that long. Exist up here on Cat, and well, he does get the kill on Olaf. But he's got 12 HP. That's not enough to defend this site, and it won't be.
Again, Forrest, no pistol kills. It's Exist that gets the double, but man, Olaf plays up close to the smoke. So common that players are doing this now. Flash goes beyond him. And that knife was just brilliant. He pushes through. He knows they've gone by him. Well, okay, if they're behind me, the best place to get cover is inside the smoke. And on the way through, he knows Get Right's already there. He hasn't got the kill. He saw his gun early, so switches over. Extra $1,500, no reason not to take it. And if he picks up an SMG now, okay, no, he goes straight for the rifle. He can afford it, so he will. But if he had gone for an SMG, imagine he gets the 1,500 and then picks up like a triple kill with an MP7 or something right now. He would be like, you'd be looking at the highest accumulate total of money in round 3 history.
So much money. If Crims also didn't steal that kill from him, he might have had a little bit of extra cash coming into this round. But either way, first round does go the way of Fnatic. On their CT side, and JW just spamming up through that A main entrance. Gotta be careful, because that's where NiP is coming in, both through Danger and through that long A. The Flush with the P90, trying to keep these pistols at bay, just keeps spraying through, finally connects on to Get Right. And so much damage taken here by NiP. Flusher just wants to run up and search for the kill. Forrest is able to get himself away on 5 HP, and Flusher hide in the corner. JW, they've managed to trap him in. Fnatic, they're caught on long A. There's nowhere really to go apart from back through and spawn point, but that's not where they want to head. But I don't think really got much of a choice. So Forrest comes up. Flusher wins on the shot.
That slows them down. Exist now takes a lot more damage. Flusher wins on that one as well.
Oh, wow, he almost didn't get out of that one. But he does on 2 HP. So what? Not a single weapon lost here for Fnatic. And they were able to get some kills.
And Flusher got 3 with a P90, so that's 900 for him. Not the 1,500 that it could have been.
But that's fine. So Fnatic 2 rounds in a row.
Bigger thing is they all stayed alive. The bigger thing is they all stayed alive as well, because 2 HP for Flusher when he got back. If he went down, at least Alu gets 1. Has to force the upgrade a little bit sooner. Instead, Flusher can use this SMG to build up a higher money total, and this time he gets taken down. Alu gets him. Speak of the devil. JW's
going to be really careful here. When you've just lost your long A player, that's going to open up the A side. Look how quickly NiP just converge on it. Olaf can hold the cap. There is 1 drop, 1 coming up through Catwalk 2. They stop the A push. So Ninjas in Pajamas, they actually ended up baiting this one out, as Olaf, it's just tit-for-tat trade-off. There's still the advantage coming the way of Fnatic, even though JW is very, very injured. Ninjas in Pajamas Exist in Freiburg. Looking to come out through drop. They want to get this early pick off, seeing Crims tags him, but only down to 36. So they use the smoke to get out of here.
JW is very low on the backside. He's actually going to go right beyond it. He doesn't want to take that fight one-on-one. He wants to try and set up a crossfire right now with Crims.
Using the rock as cover.
Nice flash, spots it. He did spot it, just barely saw it.
And perfect crossfire. Crims can't finish the job, however, but they know Exist is low. He's on 2 HP. He managed to survive this. So Ignis just throws at the Molotov, looking for the plant, baiting the movement out through the doors, and well, JW, he still looks for it. Gets the kill, and Fnatic, they stop Ninjas in Pajamas first buy round here.
And that's exactly why I didn't want to take the fight early. Get inside the site, use your teammate to your advantage. Stays alive, gets the kill. Pronax was in a great position coming around from the backside as well. He was on the flank, regardless, with full HP, so it was still looking good either way, but they keep up another gun as a result.
And JW, man, what a great start too. 3 rounds and he's managed to pick up 6 kills. There's also been a lot of action around A main. That's the reason why he's just so high on the kill count, but hasn't died a single time.
Well, that's the other thing. Without NiP getting these guns out, we haven't seen a lot of action at drop. That's going to open up a lot of B-side. We didn't really talk a lot about that. We mentioned Olaf, but the other aspect to that is he can hold off the front side of B all he wants. If they can control that drop on NiP's side, then they control the rotators. There's an equal opportunity, but look at Olaf. Here it is again. Backside this time, doesn't even need to get up close.
So damn good. JW comes in for a couple more of the frags. But with the M4 sitting on the backside, as you said, he doesn't have to take that risk of coming up towards the smoke and just control fires out. And NiP, they're trying to actually win a pistol battle by standing on catwalk. Is that even possible when you're going up against the M4s?
Nah, Tech 9, OP. I mean, you're going to have to hit every shot. You got to absolutely nail them on the way out. From that distance, there's
something
nothing.
Which, the panel guys are also talking about, the fact that NiP just refused to go for for these Tech 9s, to come out with the flashbangs and buy up heavily into their pistol rounds to get some level of advantage.
I mean, that's your best bet in that position. If you can flash out and go for a quick strafe jump around the corner, get in behind the rectangle, then you can play the close quarters and you basically isolate Olaf to have to come around and peek you. But they didn't do that. They got slowed down too much, tagged up on their movement speed, and couldn't get in. So now it's Olaf up close, using the smoke to his advantage. Get Right tries to fire back through. Meanwhile, lots of kills going off in toward that connector. But the bomb's way back in B tunnels, and with Get Right going down, Exist has to go back for it.
So a long run, and maybe he's going to come over towards A instead. Crims is still the only casualty of War, and with Olaf playing aggressively up. Like, Get Right tried to get control, but he got stuck again out on the platform, outside the catwalk. So you can't find that way onto the B site. The only way they've done it is when they've lost all the players and you walk in with 2 HP. So it's the only way NiP's gotten near that bomb site so far. But this is also what we were expecting from Fnatic. They really have played a lot more on this map and practiced it nicely. So their crossfires are perfect, the rotations are nice. And we'll see how well they hold the A site this time around, as Forest already killing off Pronax. Yeah, flash out, realize he's going to get pushed up from the side. Gets the kill over on 1, and well, Alu, last man standing. Over at the stables, JW is watching him, and with the M4 they finished the round 5-0. Flawless so far from Fnatic.
And this is scary for NiP. They chose to start T-side, and the reason is, like I said, they had a great run against Fnatic in the qualifier, and they've been getting a lot of rounds T-side as of late on many maps. Not getting anything yet. Economy not even working their way. We've had guns out for 2 rounds because of a force buy.
Look at JW. This guy's got 10K, yet he still wants to go for the SMGs.
No reason not to.
And because they're doing this in mid, he's already got so much money, but he picks up Exist as well as Get Right. The bomb is dropped, very, very visible. Flash is going to jump himself down and take the position of the captain. Well, maybe not. JW still wants to have another crack. Finds Forest. That's 3 in a row for him. And he wants to find more, potentially ace. As Freiburg, they're moving up. He's not going to get it. Pronax wraps it up, but Fnatic, they're rolling in the money.
I was about to say there's no reason not to upgrade. Even if they give up 1 round, he gets so much money just from continuing to use it, and then you get a play like that. They just walk up close, he sprays away.
He's 13-2-0.
With 9,400, and this time he actually does buy up. That's post-AK, full nades, full armor, full kit buy, and he picked up a Tech 9 as well, so he's got everything to work with. This is pretty much the most fully loaded JW you can imagine.
Ninjas in Pajamas do have weapons this time around, so watching Alu, trying to get that pick down into danger, but Fnatic, they're holding back more defensively this time around. JW is normally being quite pushy on the A side. This time they hold in very, very tight. Crimson Pronax, like they were the guys that were meant to get all the kills over in drop, where Ninjas in Pajamas were meant to be pushing, but so far it's been little to no presence there. And NiP, they're just trying to play this blind man's bluff game, battling through the smoke on Cat. And Crims, well, he's not going to actually wait for him. He's sick of waiting. Get Right, he knows he's in there. They've got the perfect angle, and Get Right just pre-fires it. I think he heard him come up. Now these flashes, the Molotovs, but it's Fnatic defending from range. And with the help of Pronax, the blindness. At least they're able to get rid of JW. That's the first death from him. It took 7 rounds to do it. But they finally put him down. And NiP, this is the greatest round they've got.
And they've got Olaf down. That's important. They've also got Get Right out toward the drop. Pronax is still inside the site, though, and look at this. Discipline bomb down. Second man as well. There's still 1 above him.
Taking 3. Alu, now it's a 1-on-1. AWP on AWP. Alu's going to look for that plant. And it comes in, the Molotov going to try and force him to the right. And that's where Flusha waiting with the pistol. Didn't want to just go for the quick pick, and he takes it. Flusha making sure that Fnatic now can take 7 rounds in a row. And NiP, they fell apart on the sleeper agent again.
Pronax, discipline. Sits in the corner, and the reason he was going to wait longer. The reason he took this shot is because it was the bomb planner. Doesn't give them even the money to work with. That third one all the way over to Get Right. He was just turning around going, what the hell's going on behind me? And all of a sudden he's down as well. And Flusha catches Alu. I mean, NiP can't get a break.
They really can't.
That was their best entry, and Pronax hasn't played that position. Olaf's been so aggressively over toward that connector.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect him to be there.
Flusha, we're talking about you.
You would have expected them to move around more around drop, because that's
exactly it. That's where Pronax was playing. So once Olaf goes down, he was actually on the backside. They didn't expect anyone else to be there.
Yep. And the last time Fnatic actually played Cobblestone, like it was a week ago on an online competition, but they kept running. Like it was kind of mainly 2 around the mid, and then Olaf floating over towards that B side over on Cat. But they're just switching it up nicely. You push the one player up, you bump him up, and then try and go up through drop. I don't know what you call that, lift.
Yeah, you definitely boost up in that position.
Play on words, Sadicus, play on words.
I get it. I get it.
I know, it wasn't funny.
It's a less sketchy lift than the elevator in our apartment, though.
Whew. Classic Romania.
I mean, again, we haven't Get Right got outdropped that time. That was the first round they do. You need to be able to divide that defensive player. They're actually playing it quite passively right now. Pronax is outside of that room if they can get a flash down, but they're not in position to do it. They're going to rely on this double up setup T side on Cbbl, which, sure, it's good for an initial pick, but once you've got to get 2 rifles inside the site before so you can hold post plant, because once you're in, there's not much. B, yeah, okay, there's a little bit, but A, there's not nearly as much opportunity for both ops to work.
Get Right's going to get out of here. He just semi flashed himself as Olaf's going to get smoked up. That was actually a CT smoke that did it in his position. But they're waiting for Get Right around the corner, and Pronax, well, they got a little help from Olaf. Forrest is at least able to get himself through, and Freiburg, in fact, is down into the drop now. So they've cut off mid, and where is Forrest? Forrest is all the way over on the A side, while Alu is there to kill off JW rotating. So Forrest gone to the A side, but he's so far away from the rest of his team.
This does change it because he does get in a little bit deeper into A with that op. He can hold those 2 angles, but they still only have that 1 rifle. Alu catching Olaf is big, though.
Here they come again, and well, Pronax down to 16. He needs these earlier headshots, and he's got nothing to work with. Like, he's at least got the defuse kit. As Freiburg, is he considering a jump up to get some vision on Pronax? Yeah, he is. And Pronax now down to 16. They flash, but all they want to do is just slow his movement here, and I don't think Pronax can do anything apart from maybe bail out the side. He's worried about the flank, but
saw the shadow.
It was impossible. So first round, the NiP. The comeback is real. It's happening. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see. Still a long way to go. And
round
the hard part is, I guess you could say the last 2 rounds, barring that play from Pronax, they have found the opening picks to open things up. That time, getting that op that deep into the A site pretty much for free, that made it work with the double op. But this is NiP trying to really open things up because they haven't had any other solution. If it works twice, then I'll shut my mouth about it, but I still don't see it being super effective on this map. And that smoke off again, Olaf's going to go ahead and get up close. That cuts off the angle from Get Right's position. Freiburg has to find a way down. There's no one on close in the drop room. Okay, now Crims is down below. He did just drop in.
Yeah, so when you're running this double op, though, you need to get that earlier pick over on A.
And they can try for the straight.
These flashes coming in, he just uses the pole perfectly, and there goes Crims. And this is what I was talking about. Freiburg exists, they can't get down there.
They need to be more aggressive about it. If you have to trade it, you're still opening up the site, but standing there 1 by 1 doesn't do anything for you. Get Right does open up on Pronax. He makes it all his task. And by picking up 2, now they've got a chance, but Olaf's still holding off the other side of the site.
Yeah, which means NiP can't just run themselves in. This gives time for the rotations. As JW, that control of mid's been perfect from him. And Olaf controlling Cat, which means then you just leave it up to someone like Crims and Flusha, Pronax, whoever. Control that drop part, which is where NiP are looking to come through. And Olaf going to get a little bit of tag already on a Forest, tagged up himself. But it's better with for NiP right now, for Fnatic right now, especially when Forest does drop. Primarily because the number advantage is just perfect for Fnatic. The run up, Alu can't do it. And in fact, JW, whoops.
That'll cost them a bit. They'll pick up the op no matter, but yeah, a little TK action.
At this position, So you want to see him. Like, the flashbang doesn't do anything there.
There's no reason for them to stop and try and take the fight one-on-one. Drop down. Force him to change the aim. If you're that close together, that's not a hard reaction shot for him to adjust his aim. Force the issue. And by getting one in that deep and pulling him off of the second player, it's an easy trade. Instead, they just essentially line up for him. Again, that trade goes in. Get Right doesn't have to try and claw back in and do 2 kills on his own just to get inside the site. Then Get Right can come in and try and hold off a rotator while the first player in, whoever it's going to be in that case, exists. If he's the one that gets the trade, can go in and help take down Olaf, and then they get a plant. It changes everything.
Here they come again, Pronax. UMP 45 going to work, and again, a Forest exists. They can't get Jack, and it's all up to Freiburg. 14 HP, and, well, Crims in the mid-air. Oh, what a feeling. 9-1 for Fnatic. And Ninjas in pajamas. They're just getting shut down at every single point.
I mean, that time, sure, they have pistols, but I still want to see them get more aggressive in that position.
Yeah.
It really is. If you watch, I forget who did, I think it was Dazed that did the review of Happy. If anyone's watching this game and want to see how the T's should play that position on the map, go watch Dazed's review of Happy play the lurk position at drop, because it's absolutely spot on. Even if they attack A and he can open that up, he's going to get rotators. And it just slows down everything on the CT's movements and gives a lot more breathing room to everyone else who's entering onto a site. And if you can't open it, it doesn't matter if you get Olaf here or not, because you still have 2 other players coming in from the backside. Right now, they want to press Olaf, and he's still not down.
No, they threw the Molotov, but couldn't find the right angle. Olaf will still take 2, but that's all he needs to do on that position. Sometimes he gets more, but that's fine. Flashbang actually bouncing a little bit incorrectly, and Crims and Get Right able to pick up 1 apiece, but it's just Get Right left. They know exactly where he is. He plays for the long-range AK, but Fnatic 10 rounds to 1. And this is one hell of a wrecking ball coming in from Fnatic. NiP back to pistols again. But it's the basic pistols. There's no real aggression coming from this at all. Like some upgrades with the 5.7s, it's...
I mean, the money bonus was fully reset 4 rounds ago now, so it hasn't really come back into full effect. And again, you break it late. You basically don't win that next round after it. You just restart the process of the slaughter, because you're never going to reset the economy that fast against a team who's been building it that long. And JW's already found Forest. And go off to a strong start.
Fnatic just get to use their money with the Molotovs. They make sure that no one can come in through drop, at least for the first 20 seconds or so. And Olaf, they just keep the smokes controlling up on Cat. And NiP, like, they've done this back walk-in with flashes before, but right now, there's just nowhere near enough support. They're trying to battle over on A, and Olaf is going to be getting this call saying there's shots coming out from Get Right in the A main. Pronax is waiting for it, but Get Right's moving up another target. Now Olaf's going to find him. Shuts down Freiburg. And it looks to be a very, very quick round here. Not a single loss. Flash was pretty close to it. He only had 1 HP left at the end of it. But Fnatic will win the round and now go 11-1. This...
NiP's out of gas.
Yep. Look, even the expression on Get Right almost says it all. It's just like, I don't know. That's it.
No, I mean, they chose to start T side. Knowing now what it's done to them, maybe the CT side in the first time these 2 teams met gave them a bit of time to feel out how Fnatic wanted to play this. Right now, they've got no feel for it. They're not finding the openings they were in that particular match. Flusha falls back again. He's onto a P90. Sure, why not? Get up close and do some damage. As Pronax will delay them a little bit further, another can of fire pop down, and Alu jumps back. They want to readdress this and try a different approach.
Yeah, they realize they can't get through. At least with the movement in through A main, maybe they can pull over. Yeah, Pronax over to the A side, which might make it easier to try and defeat Olaf, who has been really impenetrable over on this catwalk play, but he's got the help. So Crims and Olaf, they're being the combination. Pronax kept taking out Exist. This time, it takes only 1 casualty, but they do get down through drop. But can they take the catwalk as well? This is the bigger question. Crims in a perfect position. Get Right starts firing, but Forest and Get Right, they're both looking the wrong way. He grabs the AK, and it's up to Alu as well as Freiburg. Alu's at least able to bring down JW to a 2-on-2 situation. But the lines are completely crossed here. Alu sees the defender, so knowing that Crims is caught in catwalk, they're able to sandwich him in. But you've still got 1 left. It's flushed with the P90. Got a quick reload, only 40 HP for him. Looks like he's looking for a better angle to get in close. So he does have to play this range game, or at least a better weapon.
Yeah, he wants Okay, so M4, no, not AK.
Well, Alu knows where he went to. Plants the bomb, he's got protection. And then he can look out. It's 40 versus 100 HP, Alu with the advantage. And oh wow! Takes the scalp of Alu straight off, and Flusha.
When you're on, you're on. I mean, that's the second time we've seen Flusha take a late peek and win it. Shoulder baits the first one, readdresses it. I mean, that's just insulting for NiP. That gives them yet one more. And
I'm actually more worried right now, not for this map, but I'm worried about the next LAN finals that NiP go to after what happened to them today. This is just...
They've got enough composure. That's a ways down the road. They'll get a reset button in. I mean, obviously next weekend they play at the Face It LAN finals, but they'll have a lot of time to sit back, review this, and reset. But I mean, the problem is a lot of these rounds are really close, and they're still not getting them. In some ways, that's more frustrating than just getting outright slaughtered, because you come so close, and yet on the scoreboard it's so far away, and they can't really get anything rolling. That one-on-one, I mean, they've lost, I think it's 3 one-on-ones, 2 for sure, but I think it's 3 one-on-ones they've lost. And I know that at 12-1 that doesn't sound like a lot of a difference, but there's been other close rounds as well, and it's extremely frustrating.
Oh, can they get something here in the last round? There's only two more rounds to go before the end of the half, and JW still holding that short perfectly. They get down Flusha through the A main entrance, and also into Pronax, so Get Right finally able to cobble some together, and also Olaf thought he was safe to move up, but Freiburg just playing this floating role, and they're bringing that bomb as quick as they can. Yeah, the call's already been made by Fnatic. They're rotating as early as they can. The Freiburg getting into a good position. That Molotov just sitting up a little bit too high, burning out the tree and not the ground. And Krims, oh, there goes Freiburg. It's all up to Get Right. He's already got 2 kills here. He does have the bomb in hand. Surprisingly, too, we're not seeing that movement from JW. He's still back over on A. And
doesn't matter.
They mustn't have known where Get Right is. But yeah, the round belongs to Fnatic. 13-1 as we go into the last round of the first half. This is brutal. Let's
keep in mind, Cbbl, yeah, Cbbl of the past, you always say CT-sided, CT-sided. This version of Cbbl has not been overly CT-sided. 13-1 is a complete slaughter. Fnatic is just straight up outplaying NiP at this point. 9-6, I would say, should be your average score. 8-7 has actually been seen, and sometimes 8-7 favoring the T side. I also just want to quickly go back. It wasn't Daze that made that video. I've been tweeted. It was a Dren, so my mistake.
Sorry, we could admit those when they happen. Ninjas in pajamas. Well, the last hurrah, Olaf spraying through the smoke. Only a little bit of chip damage into Forest, but the nade's going to do more work. And both exist as well as Forest. While Pronax, well, there's the flashbang. Pronax almost able to get out, but Freiburg's going to arrive. So Pronax will drop. Krims is here to make up the gap. So they haven't got all the way in, and Olaf, they come through the smoke. The flash is right. Get Right still taking a huge amount of damage, down to 3 HP, but it's at least a 3-on-3. Ninjas in pajamas. The hope is here. Forest able to pick up another one. Krims, no, he can't do it. And Flusha, the last man left standing. Get Right's on 2, Forest on 14, and Flusha, he's got so much more HP than all of them.
Very split up. Look where Get Right's going. Bombs down in B, so Forest has to buy time right now because this low HP one-on-ones aren't going to work. They have to work as a team, and Flush has already found Forest. This looks horrible for Get Right now.
Yep. And Flusha knows. He knows where he is. Actually bouncing around. So is he checking around? And Get Right? No, there it is. 14th round in the last round of the first half goes the way of Fnatic. And GG, this is, yeah, the feels.
Oh, that was just, I mean, a slaughter. Again, that time at least they got the trade heading into drop, but then it was already covered off. Rotation had already come in.
Yep.
Pronax goes down on the backside. Krims gets up close on the front side. They can't go any further. Olaf does get one on the trade on the way through. Get Right, or pardon me, did get the trade, but got Get Right very low. And again, it's another close round. They actually had a 2-on-1, but so much damage already down. Again, frustrating. That's 4, I'll call it even 5 rounds that very easily could have gone the other way with just a little bit more team approach to it because they get divided there. I mean, Get Right went for the long flank, and it doesn't pay off. Flusha catches out Forest. If that's going to happen, at least Forest needs to get back to cover, and I think he thought he was trapped behind the box and couldn't get there. But even if he gets back into safety, he could wait it out for Get Right to get in position.
Well, let's see if Ninjas in Pajamas can dream the impossible dream and push back Fnatic here on Cobblestone. They're already coming quickly and heavily committed over to this A. They don't see him in the corners. Alu up on the top. Forest able to claim up 2. Exists as well, 1. So Fnatic, this won't be the easiest round of their lives. Olaf and Pronax are still up. I say that as Olaf's going to get killed off. So it looks like Ninjas in Pajamas will be able to take this early pistol round. Exist will get it. That's a twofer for him, twofer for Forest as well, and Ninjas in Pajamas.
And Forest back into pistols that time. I mean, what a difference it can make when he picks up a double and SMG's out. No surprise there. Exist going to go for the P90. We'll see where he plays, likely up close and personal with that many bullets.
The commitment from Fnatic. This is what they love to do on the pistols. CZs, Tech 9s, flashes galore. Everyone's got some armor. They're looking to try and get in there, and, well, they are one of the greatest teams for the B hitters, and that's why Exist. Nades, flashes, they try and prep themselves for the defense here. A lot of spam already, but that's the reason why. You bring Exist with a P90. Perfect position.
Watch for this flash to come through and over top. Both angles. That completely blinds him because he goes to dodge one and the other gets him.
And he's still able to defend, but he went through the entire clip and only brought down Crims. And NiP, at least Forest could go to work. Wants to switch over the weapon, needs to use the pistol, can't do it.
Oh.
And that is going to be the round for NiP as Forest and Alu, they were capable of doing it.
Heavy damage dealt, though. Won't matter. A lot of SMGs. Again, they're going to go back to them as well. Get Right does keep that one M4. Forest going to pick up the other.
But Fnatic did also commit quite heavily, so even though you did do damage to NiP, I know Munning is a lot more valuable on CT side, but it still means the NiP have a slight advantage coming into each of these rounds. Especially when they can get more kills with these SMGs. Alu, very quick push up, looking for JW. She didn't connect a single bullet on this. In fact, JW is waiting for him to come back. That one did. Down to 13 HP. Let's Get Right, feeling the pressure coming in through drop. I really need to win this round. Not just for the round win's sake, but for the sake of the mentality that you can still win here on Cbbl. Freiburg's holding them back on Cat, spamming through. Now he hits into Pronax. A quick reload, and Fnatic are already very, very injured, so forcing their way through B, probably not going to be the greatest thing in the world here, especially when the smokes are wearing off now. Freiburg gets another tag out and finds Olaf in close. Pronax has to back up. He took even more damage on the way out of there, so 21 points is all he's got left. And Fnatic, they can't find the hole in NiP's defense. Exists now to play in that mid. Taking one, gonna get two, has to switch over the USP, can't finish in time. But Alu's already on the run in, and that's gonna be a quick mop up for NiP. The test will be coming the next round, however, because this is gonna be when Fnatic has enough money for a buy. So this is the ultimate test for NiP. Is it possible?
They could have gone glass cannon, but they're not going to take that chance. Why bother? You've got quite a hefty lead. One round, you're on to match point. I mean, NiP still has all the work to do. So 5 AKs come out. 4 flashes, 5 smokes. Pardon me, 5 flashes. I didn't see the one on Olaf, so 5 flashes to work with. There's your first thrown out. That doesn't do anything. Alu's too deep on the corner. Second one used on him as well, and he dodges that. So 2 down. Still not much commitment now. This is where Olaf comes in. He's already got smokes out, 1 on drop, 1 deep on B, and this will just be holding off. They're just trying to play NiP's hand right now. They want to see how they're going to rotate and if someone gets careless, because the bomb's just in a safe spot.
Yeah, it's just holding back in the halls. But Fnatic, they have managed to at least get themselves into what was formerly known as ladder room. But getting out from there is a bigger task. Alu as well as Forest. Very, very tight. Well, Pronax is the danger zone. Checking the last spot that Alu was boosted up into. He's got to check every corner. Luckily, this A approach was reworked, so checking these corners is a lot easier for him.
I think we should start calling long A highway, because then it's highway to the danger zone.
I love it.
I think that's where we're going to have to go with that.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Make it a revolution.
All right, so flushes on highway.
Yep. Perfect. Where does he go from here? That crossfire from Forest and Alu is just so spot on. As he checks one corner, he's going to get shot from the other. Or maybe not. Yep, there it is. Forest will get him as he checked the corner of Alu. So Fnatic, they've already lost 1. And, well, there's the extra help. JW and Pronax come in, and now the odds are stacked in their favor as they hold the A site. Checking the corners, Get Right, unable to get through those mid doors. And Freiburg's the last one, trying exactly the same position. He's able to get the kill on JW. But the only other choice is to come through the hovel or up through Preacher. But he decides to go through the hovel and back to the mid doors, takes out Olaf. Freiburg, he doesn't know where Pronax is, however. So the round will go to Fnatic. And we have a bucket load of match points.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they don't have to go for that risk. They do lose a lot of guns in the process. Can't really afford a full buy here on everyone, so expect Galil's, okay, actually, MP7s for Flusha, but a Galil to come out on JW. But again, so many match points to work with. And that's your first gun round. That breaks NiP already. They have to be a little bit more careful. Forrest, this is aggressive. Not able to connect, though.
If he did, that could have been so much, but...
Alu compensates for it. He pops out because he got the call. He was on the way over.
Only enough, though. The bigger push.
What?
Oh, Olaf!
This guy knows that part of the map.
He's got spider senses, man. He's got spider senses, and they tingled so hard. Fireberg was just waiting inside the smoke. But yeah, Olaf spent so much time on Cat. No surprise at all. But where does Fnatic still go in? They've got 4 players versus 4, and they're running out of time. 1 minute on the clock. Not quickly, but it's getting there. Forrest hiding in close. Pronak's going to reveal himself, and Forrest starts with a spray. A couple more bullets than he probably really wanted to, but they do at least shut down the A. And Fnatic feel like there's no other choice. Olaf already cleaned up Catwalk. And Ninjas in Pajamas know it's a bit of their weak spot, hence they try and move more players over. Exist. Brought down by Olaf. He looks for the second as well. He's got a flashbang in hand. They'll allow Crims to move forward. JW. From above, he's able to bring down Forrest. This is big right now. NiP got to get back on top of this side.
Interestingly, though, JW doesn't choose to drop down. He comes back over to support from the front side. He might have had a chance to open up the backside on Alu.
They're trying to play the range game instead.
And the strength in numbers. This way they can go for trades and try and work each other's angles so that they can only focus on one at a time. But Get Right's already found JW. Bomb's going to go down. Olaf's up close. Has to find this shot on Alu early.
That's 2 on 2. Olaf, where is it? There is one at least. And 1 on 1. Get Right versus Olaf. This is for the final right now. If Olaf can pull it off.
He just has to bait out the clock.
Yep.
If he can read Get Right's movements, but so far Get Right staying calm and composed.
He's moving it so
much time, though. Olaf, what a master.
And there's no defuse kit on Get Right as well. It's going to take him way too long to finish this. He does get it, but I don't think there's any time for the defuse. He's ticking out. GG is the call.
Called.
Fnatic will take map number 2 here on Cbbl in very convincing fashion. Eliminating NiP, they get to take 3rd position in the competition, but Fnatic, they play for the grand final, and they play to beat TSM, something NiP were incapable of doing earlier today.
It's a rematch of the 2-0 TSM performed last night. I mean, I think NiP was just exhausted. They didn't come into this mentally prepared. 2 extremely long days of Counter-Strike for them, and sure, I mean, if anything they can take from this tournament, they beat Envious, and they did it in I won't say convincing, it was a long overtime, but they did it in a straight-up fashion. That was pure skill by them to beat Envy, so at least they have the confidence to know they can get deep in these tournaments still. But Fnatic looked amazing. You got to think you have to ban Cbbl right now and ban Fnatic, and
you really do.
That means that yeah, I mean that means TSM get their rematch, and I don't think TSM cares who they play at this point. They've 2-0'd both of them.
Yeah, well, they just seem to ecstatic to be in the grand final. Of course, taking the grand final is a bigger thing.
That's the other thing, though. They need to get off that high quickly and say, yeah, oh, we made a grand final, we made a grand final. They were going wild on Twitter, and I don't blame them. It's a great relief, but they need to focus. They need to settle down and realize that that doesn't mean anything. They haven't won anything yet. They still got a job to do. If they play like they have been in this tournament, then it's still, I think they still are in a great spot to do it against Fnatic.
Yeah,
before we got a giveaway,
Yeah, before we go to the analysts, for all those wonderful people out there that have been tuning in over on Twitch, big hello to you guys. And it's time for you to win some stuff. We've got the HyperX Cloud headsets. It's subscriber only. So we're going to go to our giveaway screen right now and see who the lucky winner is for all those people out there that have subscribed to the tournament and helped to raise the prize pool from the Twitch. It's going to be X-Struggle will be the man to take the victory. So congratulations, man. Hope you enjoy the headset and hope you've enjoyed the games.
I can actually tell you from personal experience, I have that headset. It's awesome. You're going to love it.
Nice.
It's actually super comfortable, which is the big thing for me. So.
And something else everyone loves, our analysts.
Yeah, and I've got this headset at home as well.
I'm not sure all the NiP fans love me, you know.
Yeah, and
but I'll give them a nice smile anyway. See you guys.
Any products you want to plug?
See ya. Yeah, like Charmin Ultra tissues. They're really like absorbent and, you know.
Brilliant. Right, look, let's
You know,
Oh my God.
maybe curl up in a ball with a little rug on yourself, eat some chocolate. I think women do that when they're feeling a bit emotional. You know,
I wouldn't possibly comment.
Or go
on
and
it.
watch some old VODs from 2012 when NiP used to win stuff and be like, oh, yeah, better days. It'll come back soon. Daddy's coming home. Yeah.
You just don't care anymore.
I don't, mate. I don't. I'm loving it.
Right.
I'm loving it.
So, I mean, not really a lot to analyse there. I mean,
There's loads to analyse. I'd like to go in depth over this game.
well, would you?
every
Okay.
single round.
Well,
okay.
it was a really comprehensive performance by Fnatic.
by
I mean,
all
obviously, starting on that CT side, you expect them to post a very big score, but surely not 14-1.
The thing is, with the rework of Cobblestone, it's actually a map that now it's very possible to get T rounds on. Like, actually, when you see Envious play this map, they're amazing on T side. They can actually get they can get up to 8 rounds sometimes. I've seen it. It's not as super CT side as the old version was because of that connecting area that they put in the mid, where you can you don't have to commit fully to that site if you go really slow like teams do here. But you just could not get into that well, it's the B site actually in this version. You could not get into that B site there because Olaf M and Crims just swapped round by round, and it was so hard to know because they play that one little corner so differently. Olaf M, when he was holding it initially, he'll like take the battle head on. Crims plays a bit more passively. Just the timing on the setups was amazing from Fnatic.
Did you notice anything?
I mean, whenever NiP got into any type of situation there in first half, it seemed like Flusha, especially in many occasions, was there to stop him. It didn't
To
matter.
lift their spirits.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, just overall, Fnatic just was the better team.
Just think of that one crazy round as well. Like, a lot of the rounds were quite dominant for Fnatic, but that one round where NiP did get all the entries and they're coming into that B site, and then Pronax was in that one spot that they didn't look at, and then even then he did that like poker thing where you don't just take the first guy, you wait, I'll wait for 2, and then he got 3. It's like he got the first 2. That's like, okay, that you could figure that part out. But then he even gets the super long range kill to get right. If he even misses one of these kills, then they probably take the site, they get the bomb down, but nothing was going NiP's way today. Yeah. Fnatic already had the better game and they get better game plan, but then on top of it, they had the lucky kills as well.
Yeah, and another. That was 4 in a row for them, having a horrible first half. And this was not NiP's day. You can put it that way.
I mean, our colleague Sadikist did say that he felt that NiP were exhausted. I don't know how much I'm willing to subscribe to that theory. Not to say that he's wrong or anything, because he is impeccably dressed. But I don't know. I mean, they had time to sleep after the long 69 game last night. You know, Envious didn't have that luxury. They've had breaks today. You know, gaps between games. I mean, is that really a factor here?
Yeah, I mean, it's more a factor of them having had horrible first halves for all the maps they played today. Yeah. And then when, that starts mounting up, it is very hard to start climbing from there. That's the sort of exhaustion you get mentally. And, it doesn't matter how good you are. The mental side of things is a key component.
Do want to add as well, whatever you want to say about NiP, and obviously I'm sure Duncan wants to add some more. They have been a class act in terms of, they've lost some games, quite heavily there, but they have made a point of spending a lot of time with the fans. I mean, even late last night, as we were leaving the venue, they were still here signing posters and whatnot.
It's actually also, this is quite a unique victory for Fnatic, because in the past, when they did meet up with NiP, it was always actually really close. There was the time they met up in the semi-final in Aspen. That was a really great series there. Obviously, the final of Katowice was an absolute barn burner, amazing final that could have really gone both ways in that match. This is the first time I've actually seen the 2 meet in a best-of-3 offline, and Fnatic just torched them completely. It was mainly Envy who used to do that before, and they actually, at this tournament, NiP got over the Envy hurdle. So, yeah, I mean, kind of a bit of like a step forwards in terms of you beat Envy, but then you lost to TSM and Fnatic. So I'm not sure where you think you are if you NiP. Because right now, like I've said, I've had them ranked number 3 for months and months and months now. Because the problem was they could beat everyone else. They could maybe even every now and then beat one of the top 2. They couldn't beat both, though. And so they're right back at that position again. Except this time it's swapped around. They beat Envy and they couldn't beat Fnatic this time. So I feel like they're stuck in the same spot. There's not that much progress.
Yeah, and like I said pre-match, the thing how they're going to channel their energy after that loss against TSM. Are they going to try to take the positives and keep that drive going further, or is that going to be a hindrance for them? And it seemed like they sort of dragged on the not so supreme play from that TSM match. So
just any final thoughts about NiP? I mean, there's some people jumping to conclusions saying, They might need to make some bigger changes. Maybe some people need to retire. I mean, this always happens after a NiP defeat where fans start to speculate. It's certainly not a reflection of my opinion. I think they can get there. What do you guys think?
Well, having watched them, I mean, it is in the smallest of detail that they screw up on pretty much. It can be the small timings, the way they approach situations. We see them lose quite a bit of second rounds as they want a pistol round. Things like that they just need to figure out and understand on how to approach certain situations and have different types of solutions to different situations and sort of maybe, I don't know, just to review their type of approach to situations, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't be as hasty as to make a roster move now. Like, I'd give it a couple more events. I mean, there's a couple more events coming up anyway, so that certainly helps in that sense. But, I mean, there is a positive to take away from this event. They beat Envy. They beat them on Dust 2, which is a great map for Envy. They got a Mirage win, so now maybe next time they play, they're like, okay, Dust 2 and Mirage are maps we're heading towards. Mirage wasn't really a factor many times in the past facing that one team, so that's a positive. It is certainly the case that it should be worrying that you always fail to get the job done. You don't win a tournament. They haven't won a big tournament. They won the Aces Rogue tournament, which wasn't that big, but they haven't won a big tournament
since... And of course, that was with Makalela as well.
Yeah, but they haven't won a big one since August of last year. Yeah. So if you're NiP, the problem is you can't just... It's not like when TSM was choking all the time. You could be like, well, we're still a really good team. We've got really good players. The bar's supposed to be higher if you're NiP. You're supposed to be winning tournaments. So I can see it from that sense. But if I were them, I'd like wait 2 or 3 more tournaments and then... Luckily, because it's such a short time span, you should know after that point in time. If you really can't win at that point, maybe you do make a roster move.
Well, player-wise, I think they have all the components they need right now. They have all the parts that in the puzzle, and like I said, they just need to figure out the small details and pay more attention to things. And I think they still have it.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think that NiP will cut a player if they move. What I think would happen, just from the way thinking of the way history tends to work out in the game. If I had to guess, if they have 2 or 3 tournaments that are bad, maybe even if they get trumped like this by some of the top teams, what I would imagine would happen is one of them will just from motivation of losing so much, just think, I'll just retire. And like that'll be the easy way where it won't be then the problem of like we have to cut one of the old players. And someone eventually will just get sick of losing and they'll be like, listen, like I'm not that into the game anymore. I'll retire here. Whoever that might be, and then there'll just be a spot open, and then it'll be like an easy transition to like, okay, now we bring in a new player, now we try and reset things. That's how I'd imagine it would go. I don't think that the others will get together, because that's the problem. It can't be Elu. He's playing really well.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine the others will get together and cut anyone, same as in theory they didn't when Fiflaren left. So I think that would be the more likely route that they'd take.
Okay, well, let's look a little bit ahead. I mean, not too much. We won't go into any detail about it, but obviously it's going to be Fnatic and TSM in a best-of-5 tomorrow, so that's going to be... a pretty crazy encounter. Just quickly, some thoughts about that. I mean, TSM, as they said there on the caster's desk, they've been tweeting and saying, hey, we're in the final, this is it, we broke the curse. I mean, I wouldn't get too far ahead of myself.
Well,
I mean,
especially because, listen, they beat Fnatic in a best-of-3 at this tournament. Amazing stuff. Like, it's so hard to do that. Now you have to beat them in a best-of-5. And on top of that, this is the team that over that span from like, I think it was from October last year, has been the dominant team. They've won the most titles. They've won something like 8 titles over that span in like 12 or 13 tournament appearances. So, listen, if TSM does win, let's imagine that. Let's say they win this best-of-5. This will be like an incredible victory for them because they'll have stormed all the way through. They won't have lost the series. And then to beat Fnatic twice, beat NiP, this will be like an absolute dream run for them. So if they can manage it, massive props, but I don't see it myself.
Okay, well, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it would be the master awakening of TSM, and something I've pointed this out before on this broadcast, that it's something I've been waiting for because they do have the components as well, and just a lot of skill there, but just the composure and their choking problems have been in their ways of making a final or let alone win a final. So still Fnatic is definitely going to be the favorite side considering their merits, but you never know. I think we've seen a bit of new in TSM this weekend, though. I
think we have to if they're going to win as well, because when you look, this is the one problem that TSM have, is that the maps they want to play are all the maps Fnatic loves. Dust 2, Cash, Inferno, those are the dream maps for Fnatic. So if they're going to win, not only will they have to like have an amazing performance, beat Fnatic again, but they're going to have to beat Fnatic on Fnatic's map. So that's why I'm actually quite stoked for it, because if TSM really is the real deal, then hey, maybe this is like the crowning of the new team. They beat everyone on all their maps. I've got to go with history for now, though. They've got to prove it to me if they're really going to take the title. They're not going to be gifted it.
Okay, well, look, guys, it's been great talking to you over the course of what's been a long day. But in the end, we've got there. we now know who our grand finalists are going to be for the best of 5. So we'll resume tomorrow. And with that in mind, I hope you guys will join us tomorrow as well, where you're going to see Fnatic and TSM square off in a best of 5. It's going to be epic. We certainly hope you'll join us. And thank you for joining us today in the PGL CSGO Championship Series. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. See you then. Thanks for watching.
Talking about for him, and Olaf point blank is actually Crim's going to work. And as he comes in, he gets a knife kill. Olaf's going to get even more here.
They can control that drop on NiP's side, then they control the rotators. There's an equal opportunity, but look at Olaf. Here it is again. Backside this time doesn't even need to get up close.
So damn good. JW comes in for a couple more of the frags. And because they're doing this in mid, he's already got so much money, but he picks up Exist as well as Get Right.
Morax is still inside the site though, and look at this. Discipline bomb down second man as well. There's still one above him.
His flash is coming in, he just uses the pole perfectly, and there goes Crims, and this is what I was talking about. Right Exist, they can't get down there.
They need to be more aggressive about it. If you get Olaf here, not because you still have 2 other players coming in from the backside. Right now they want to press Olaf, and he's still not down.
No, they threw the Molotov, but couldn't find the right angle. Olaf will still take 2. Crims in a perfect position. Get Right starts firing, but Forrest and Get Right, they're both looking the wrong way.